What's up, everyone? I almost started the podcast. On our play for this week, who will make the next Pokemon? Jesus. Who will make the next PlayStation Live Service game? Will it be their new studio, Dark Outlaw Games, or will it be from the developers of the Gears of War E-Day game? We'll see. Hopefully neither. We don't need another live service game. And then we have Assassin's Creed Shadows. It has been reviewed. Was it worth the delay? We'll get into that. All this and more on Season 9, Episode 11 of Press X to Start Gamers Digest. Oh, I was supposed to do the whole intro thing. Oh,
Maybe we'll do. Young fledgling artists. Staying on.
What's up, everyone? I'm your host, CJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka I keep forgetting that we have this whole intro thing. I am joined by
John MF Ross.
What does the MNF stand for?
I also forgot that we have the intro thing.
Mm-hmm.
We need a stream deck. Y'all should donate your likes and subscribes and smashing of
all of the above. Donate it to us at Press X to Start. We need a thing.
If you don't, then we'll hang outside your local grocery store with a weird milk crate. Where the fuck do you even find milk crates anymore with chocolates in it? And this is a very specific reference. Only a few of our listeners will understand this shit.
I think you might actually be able to buy one or two at Costco. But you only should
milk
shop
crates?
At Costco. You should know why.
I'm talking about the plastic milk crates. Where the hell do you find milk crates at now?
Costco has everything. And they should have everything because that's the only place you should shop. Because Costco supports everybody. Everyone. All right. What did I normally say? This is Press X Star Gamers Digest, video game news show that connects the most important game news from this past week into an hour-long build just for you. This show, it's an extra packed week because we had to push it back because I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead because life is hard.
But Tuesdays are available to record.
Yes, it is. Don't forget, you can support us by liking this video, of course, subscribing to the channel, of course, and then hitting the notification bell, of course, the third power. If you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Spotify or whatever podcast service you're currently tuned in on. We'd appreciate that so much. And then, of course, you can always tell a friend, tell a coworker, tell anybody in your current vicinity about this podcast that you're currently listening to and how awesome it is and how they should also listen to this podcast. And also leave a review, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And then if you want, at the end of the day, you can join our conversation by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. Yes, that's it. All right. With that out the way, let us jump into the gaming news with number one. PlayStation has formed new studio Dark Outlaw Games with Call of Duty Zombies lead Jason Blundell. This comes to us from VGC by way of Jordan Midler. Former Treyarch Pro Studio head Blundell was one of the lead creators for Call of Duty Zombies, the Call of Duty Zombies mode, before leaving Activision in 2020 after 13 years. He would then serve as one of the co-founders of Deviation Games. If you're kind of like, Deviation Games, that sounds familiar. That was one of the, I think actually in 2020, they was standing next to Herman Hulse in one of their state of plays or the showcase. And this was a new studio that was going to be partnered with PlayStation, and they were going to release a game. That did not happen. So now from the ashes of Deviation Games, we have this new studio, Dark Outlaw Games. There we go. Nailed it. So let me just get back into the article. I just said that. So in an interview with Jeff Gerstmann, Blundell confirmed that the new studio is staffing up and that he would have more to share on the studio's first project in the future. So that means we should not expect to hear anything from them in the next this year for sure. We might hear something from them next year, possibly announcing what the project would be. But I think, because this is coming from essentially a podcast and not specifically from PlayStation, this is a thing that this is just probably really, really early out, and we might not even hear about them until like 2027.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's a thing of, I think that would probably be in PlayStation's best interest, because you don't want to be in a situation like, I don't know, Fair Games, Arc Raiders, Concord for sure, where those games were announced really early with barely anything to show. And then it is a thing of, okay, what's happening to that game? We got Concord. You know how that went. We're supposed to get Fair Games, I thought, this year. Actually, it might be next year. And then Arc Raiders had a beta late last year, but I think we're supposed to be getting something from that.
We didn't play that, right?
No, we didn't play that. No.
Okay.
I mean, it's an extraction shooter.
Yeah.
Those are games. And then we're supposed to get Marathon, which I actually checked out the trailer for that today because it just popped up on my YouTube. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was physically talking about it, but not actually looking for it. So I was like, okay, YouTube, you're listening now? Damn, everyone. But yeah, that trailer has like 21 million views on it. I'm just like, oh, there's a lot of people looking. That was only a year old. So these are games that are in the pipeline. We don't know when we're going to get them. But again, I think this just all goes to hopefully PlayStation being a bit more metered about when they show off games versus when it's going to be released. And I think we're actually kind of seeing that with how they showed off Ghost of Yotei, where we got that last year and it's supposed to come out this year. So yeah, but hopefully this studio is able to work on something. I also hope that this studio will be given a smaller IP, like something the size of like an Astrobot, and that would allow them to produce a game quicker than spending 4 or 5 years on a game, and we would have something within this generation versus having to wait until a PS6. So we'll see.
PlayStation.
Say it again.
8? So you don't want to wait till PlayStation 8?
No, I don't. Oof, the time. Yeah. So yeah, this is interesting. This is cool. This is PlayStation trying to create something out of the remnants of a studio that they were working with. So props to them. Number 2, Gears of War E-Day co-developer People Can Fly signs, like a little burpy burp, signs new project with Sony, codename Project Delta. This comes to us from IGN by way of Rebecca Valentine. The developers of Bulletstorm, yes, Bulletstorm, and co-developer of God of War, Gears of War E-Day, People Can Fly, has signed a deal with Sony Interactive Entertainment to develop a new game codenamed Project Delta. So, real quick, to note, there's difference between PlayStation Studios and Sony Interactive Entertainment. The deal with Bungie was with Sony Interactive Entertainment. So whatever this Project Delta is, it will probably be a multi-platform kind of game. That's where my mind goes. Whereas the Dark Outlaws games, that's with PlayStation Studios. So that's going to be an exclusive. Okay. So back to the People Can Fly thing. This comes from a report published by People Can Fly describing the agreement, which stipulates Project Delta will be made as a work-for-hire game.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't even know. But does not provide further description of the project. Yeah. People Can Fly is currently developing a large number of projects with similar code names, including Project Gemini with Square Enix, which saw 30 developers laid off last year. Yikes. Project Echo with Crafton. Project Red, also seemingly with Sony. and the VR project Bison, which People Can Fly announced just yesterday would be its final VR project.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. So cool. I mean, we saw Gears of War E-Day last year for Xbox's Summer Game Fest showing. That looks really interesting.
Yeah.
Bulletstorm, I didn't play. I think I actually played a demo or something of it. The that was the Cliffy B game, and I don't have too much to say on it other than I think the aesthetic of it was cool. I think one of the hallmarks of the game was like the drop kick or the boot you can give people as you're like kicking them and running and gunning. Like it was a first person shooter, but it was akin to like Quake in terms of that speed, or like a Doom
Yeah.
in terms of its speed. Yeah. Did you have any experience with Bulletstorm, or how you feel about this?
That is a vague memory in my mind. I barely remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
curious now.
Yeah. I don't
When you
got.
say Bulletstorm, what comes to mind is the game Black, if you remember that.
Yes. Yeah. I do remember that. That game supposed to have the best gun sound effects
Yep,
with
nope,
all
never played
the.
Bulletstorm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So again, there's not too much about this. This is just an announcement that was made, and it's kind of like our. It's tough to be like, okay, well, could we take this information with the information of the other PlayStation studios and build some sort of timeline of when we can possibly get these games? And I feel like if the past year has taught us
Mhm.
anything, the answer is no, you cannot build a timeline because things will be pushed back, projects will be canceled before we even see it if PlayStation is not okay with
With
it.
with the
And
quality that they're trying to put out, yeah, it just takes too long. You
exactly,
need a
exactly.
small, tight, focused team in game.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I'll say I hope that whatever game they're working on, that this is a smaller game. This is in along the lines of like an Astrobot again, or maybe
Mhm.
even I'll say this even with Dark Outlaws, like maybe they can be using one of the older PlayStation IPs and just kind of doing something with that, making it like fresh again, or just revamping it or doing something with those things.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see. Number 3, Assassin's Creed Shadows. So it Assassin's Creed Shadow has had a pretty tumultuous timeline, a release timeline where it was supposed to come out last year. It got pushed to this year because of circumstances. Um and then it was supposed to come out last year, February, but then it got pushed to March for polish, I believe, is what they said. And now it's out. So it is doing, I think it's doing really, really good. It has an 81 on Opencritic, it has an 82 on Metacritic. Um, I think that's pretty solid. That is definitely a B, depending on what school system you grew up in.
Yeah.
It could be a B minus, whatever. But I think that's pretty good for an Assassin's Creed game. I actually wanted to look up what Assassin's Creed Valhalla got so I can do some kind of comparison. And I am typing very, very quickly.
Lucky.
Wink, wink. Okay, it got an 83. So it's currently under. It's under Valhalla, which I think the
I mean, give it
people.
time though, because what if Valhalla have at launch? The game isn't even fully all the way out yet, so it could
Yeah,
change.
so that's the thing too, where okay, so Valhalla has like 219 reviews, whereas
Hmm.
Assassin's Creed only has 127. So it is there's a possibility of that score can increase by 2 points.
Yeah.
It could also stay the same or can also drop by a point. But still, they're within the same score range. So
Range. Yeah.
that's pretty good. But And I hate to go into Mr. Armchair Quarterback, but my initial thought is like, if we got this game last year, that would have been like probably such a stain on Ubisoft. They're already covered in it, but
I
still, it's
mean,
just like,
they think by their metric that they made it better or polished it, so we'll never know.
yeah, I know. Well, but that's what I'm saying. It's like they took more than enough time to get it
Mhm.
to this state, and this state is just showing at an 81,
No, no,
which
no, no,
is
no. What I'm
again,
saying is, it may have been a better game at them, but for whatever their internal rubric or metric
oh, I
is,
see. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
they
like
could do some stuff.
they may feel like, this isn't good enough. May have been fine at
Right.
that point, but they saw
Okay.
Ghost of Yote and probably added some more bullshit to it. So we'll never know.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. Like, I for sure think that, like, they probably did some focus testing and thought like, rather take the hit on the chin versus releasing the game and be essentially ridiculed and mocked on the internet, like how Assassin's Creed Unity was with that one picture of the bugged out face that just became the
Mhm.
game. So I mean, that's good. Again, like, delay the game if you have to, because it will just be a better product whenever you release it.
Mhm.
Um, so neither of us has played Assassin's Creed. Okay. Well, how about you? What was your like first impressions on Assassin's Creed? And do you think that you might get it like in the future?
When you say first impression, what do you mean by that?
Like when you first saw it, were you hyped over it? Like,
Oh,
what were
this
you
one,
just like?
Shadows.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry for Shadows. Yeah,
I'm about to say the first Assassin's Creed. Shit, that was back in
the first
2000.
one
What?
years ago.
Yeah. It's just at a mess state for me. I don't know what's gonna
Yeah,
it's gonna take for me to get excited for another Assassin's Creed.
yeah.
Um, but this may be the bee's knees to somebody the same way I get excited for every Yakuza release that comes out.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Hmm.
as I've been hearing lately, don't yuck somebody's yum. So I mean,
Yeah,
somebody's excited as shit for this game, and
yeah,
good for them that they have something, from their favorite series consistently coming out. But it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, just to go along to what you're saying, how like somebody was really excited for this. I was that person. Like, I was super excited for this game, and
Mhm.
especially them being front and center with Yasuke. I was like, oh, even better. Like, I would love to play a game with Yasuke, but I think from my apprehensions to the game is just the Assassin's Creed part, and like, I played Origins at first and I just completely dropped off of it. And then I got back into Origins like
Mhm.
years after, and I got further in the game. And I was like, oh, this is cool. But it was a thing of, I looked at the map, I saw the treadmill, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this because it doesn't feel like it's gonna really bloom for me. So that I
It
kind of put that off. Good.
I was gonna say it's fine that this is open critic calls it strong. It's a decent game. It's a B rating, whatever. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to get the game just because it has Yasuke in it. I want to get to a point where we have enough representation where I don't feel the need to play every game just because it has
There's
someone black in
representation.
there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
I get that, but like that was literally going to be the reason why I got the game. And looking, or at least listening to the reviews now, listening to people talk about the game, it
mhm,
definitely feels like Yasuke is just not the best part of that game. It feels like Naoe
clunky.
is yeah, yeah, he from what I've heard, because I haven't played the game, so I'm just going off what I heard. It sounds like Yasuke is, sort of the hammer to
Yeah.
Naoe being the blade. Mhm. So like the situations where Yasuke would be relevant still feels like, oh well, I could probably do this with Naoe and just stealth it out because this is an Assassin's Creed game and this is what I'm coming here for. So it is a thing of like, they took a shot with this, and I applaud them for the shot and like including Yasuke and really standing on like 10 toes down with all the harassment, all the stuff they got about how Yasuke is and this, Yasuke is that, and they're just like, no, we're still going to keep him in because this is our vision for the game, and like we want to pay tribute to the samurai, even though he's a retainer, he still had a sword, he still was a samurai. To Yasuke. And it's like, all right, that's cool. That's dope. But I think, again, for me, it is the Assassin's Creed part. Like, if this was a completely new game that came out of Ubisoft, I would probably be way more down for playing this game and investing my time in it. But now I'm just like, the Assassin's Creed part is always just the thing that kind of pulls me back. And it sucks because I'm sure it's gonna be a fun game for the people who want to sit there and spend the time in it. But I say all that to also tie in this story from GamesIndustry.biz. Ubisoft reportedly implements anti-harassment plan for Assassin's Creed Shadows devs. This is annoying. This comes to us from Sophie McEnvoy. Ubisoft has reported implemented an anti-harassment plan for developers that worked on Assassin's Creed Shadows. As reported by PC Games N, an anonymous Ubisoft employee told French news network BFM TV that the plan was allegedly being implemented to discourage employees from sharing their involvement with the game on social media. Employees also claimed that Ubisoft has partnered with Canada's communication security establishment to support its reported endeavor. It's an initiative from Canada, the source said, machine translated by PC Games N. There is a team that monitors networks and acts quickly in the event of a targeted attack. Unlike what we've had before, this is serious. According to the report, posts across social media will be closely monitored by a dedicated unit, and lawyers are already ready to file complaints in the event of proven harassment. In response, a Ubisoft spokesman told PC Games N that its top priority is the safety of its employees. Our stance has always been that team members' social media channels are their own, the spokesman said. Our top priority is the safety of our employees, including online, which is why, as a standard practice across Ubisoft, we offer guidance on navigating social media digital safety and support for team members' well-being. We also share resources to help prevent and protect against online harassment, something our teams have unfortunately faced. This,
the internet was a mistake.
as Kojima said recently in the Death Stranding 2 on the beach trailer, we should have never connected. Like, yo, like, it's. I applaud Ubisoft for taking these steps to protect the employees,
Yeah.
but it just sucks that they have to do this kind of thing, knowing that they're going to get a bunch of crap from people who are complaining that they have to play as this black man. When actuality, I don't think you have to. I think you can just play as Naoe.
Yeah, I think you can play as one. They may have you play like a tutorial
Just
with
yeah.
each person, but
Yeah. So it's just
this isn't realistic. I don't want to play as a black guy, but I'll play as a woman though. I'll play as a
right.
I'll identify as a woman in the game for 40 hours, but
Oh my gosh.
black?
No.
That's a black too far.
It's a black too far. But yeah, man, it's one of the things where it's like it's frustrating, it's annoying, but it's not surprising. And it's just like, people are going to be crappy online because that is a safe space for them to be crappy online. But again, props to Ubisoft for implementing this whole anti-harassment plan. I hope that this doesn't discourage the sharing of content for the game and like that being a source of marketing for this game, because Ubisoft needs a win in this category. And if this doesn't sell well, well, we're actually going to talk about what happens for Ubisoft future. But before we do that, hey, you listener, you doing good? That's good. You drinking your water? Good. How about you do us a favor? Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening and not watching us, I guess that's okay in this case. No, it's not. It's never okay. You got to watch us too. Please leave us a review on whatever podcast service you're using. And then also tell a friend, tell a coworker, tell whoever is near you, even if you don't know them. Just be like, hey, check this out. And then you show us our face. That'd be cool. All right. Let us jump back into the news. Number 4, Ubisoft is reportedly considering a Tencent-backed future for Assassin's Creed and more. This comes to us from VGC by way of Jordan Midler. According to a new report, Chinese giant Tencent is said to be one of the potential backers for the new venture, which would control franchises like Ubisoft staple Assassin's Creed. Bloomberg has claimed that the company has asked for bids to be made as soon as by the end of this month, citing sources familiar with the deal. Ubisoft didn't comment when approached but referenced Ubisoft didn't comment when approached, but referred Bloomberg to its latest earnings. Last month, Bloomberg's first report. That's wild.
That's some.
Look, we need
ghetto
the help.
bullshit. Hey, you got any comments? Bitch, nigga, don't ask me no shit. But look at all this money I made. Like, what fucking response is that?
Oh my gosh.
But are you getting money like me, Bloomberg?
Right. Bloomberg first reported on the potential new entity, which would see the French giant focus more on core IP like Assassin's Creed. The Guillemot family currently owns 14% of Ubisoft shares, while Tencent owns 9.99%. We don't need to get into the last October Bloomberg reported Tencent Guillemot. Yeah, we actually talked about that. Yeah. So looks like Tencent might be the one to possibly take majority stake in Ubisoft, thus becoming, the head, not head, but partial ownership, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I feel like Tencent owning Ubisoft is probably more of a lateral move than like an up or down kind of move, where it's like, Ubisoft is about money, Tencent's about money, so it's like, all right.
Does Ubisoft have any more great original ideas? Because I mean, all they're lasting on is Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, the Trials games, Rayman.
They have Splinter Cell. They have
Rainbow Six and Splinter Cell, but
in partnership with Mario, they have Mario Rabbids or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And apparently that actually did well on the Switch. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Ubisoft as we know it is not long for this world. And that sucks because like, that's a giant publisher that we've grown up with. We've seen games come out of it. Assassin's Creed was gangbusters for it. Rainbow Six Siege, Rainbow Six. Yeah, it just sucks to see that they are in this state now, and hopefully Assassin's Creed does well enough for them to keep them somewhat afloat. But actually, this is a little addendum to this story. Ubisoft is horribly managed, investor says. Report claims EA and Microsoft might buy franchises. This comes to us from GameSpot by way of Eddie McCouch. So I just wanted to add in that who is this Krupa guy? Krupa. So AJ Investment CEO Juraji Krupa went on to say, huh? What you say? Went on to say that the private financial marketing platform Merger Market carried a story that claims Ubisoft was talking to Microsoft, EA, and other companies about potentially acquiring unspecified franchises from Ubisoft. Krupa said Ubisoft management failed to disclose these discussions publicly, which is a problem for the investors. So yeah, this is just another thing of Ubisoft needs to thin down their IPs, thin down how many studios they have to essentially be more manageable by like a company like Tencent, where Tencent is big, but Ubisoft is massive.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense in the grand scheme of Tencent possibly owning or partnering with the Guillemot family to own Ubisoft or to instruct Ubisoft going forward. But yeah, that's all that and a bag of chips. Number 5, Monster Hunter Wilds. Wait a minute, where is it? There you go. Next big update will include something more challenging than tempered monsters. This comes to us from George Foster. Oh, from The Gamer. So, real quick, this seems like so people who are outside the know is like, oh, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. So, one of the biggest issues that Monster Hunter Wilds faced was sort of from the hardcore audience of that game, in that they felt like the monsters wasn't challenging enough. And it actually became a big thing because, you know, some other people were like, well, if you've played Monster Hunter, you know that the monsters that they release in the vanilla game are one level difficulty, and then the DLC monsters are generally a lot harder than those monsters. So it is a thing of that game is supposed to prime you for harder content in the future. So it's been this whole back and forth about the difficulty spike in the Monster Hunter Wild game, and the other side to it is that, like, okay, well, this game is built to be more accessible for new players, and that is a general positive for a franchise like Monster Hunter, which is an old, weathered franchise that it's really hard to get into because there's just so much moving parts in the game. Anyways, so now Capcom have actually come out and said, like, yes, the monsters that will be in this DLC come April will be harder than the essentially hardest monsters in the game. So that for all those people who are missing that challenge and are running against monsters with no armor and just a weapon and like completely base health and stamina, like you're going to be covered. Hopefully, apparently, but then again, you know, people always have something to complain about. So yes, Capcom has shared more details about Monster Hunter Wild's next big update, including the fact that it will include an addition that's more challenging than tempered monsters. Late last month, Monster Hunter Wilds finally released and gave us the massive launch that we were all expecting it to have, within consistent Steam player count of 1 million players throughout a good portion of the first week. This is just talking about the actual. So they got nothing really to say, huh? Okay, cool. Well then, so yes, Monster Hunter Wilds will be dropping 2 updates. The first update is going to be early April, which is in like 2 weeks. Jesus.
Yeah.
And then the second update is going to be in March. We don't know beyond that, but expect it. I'm currently in the Monster Hunter treadmill. Yeah, and I am enjoying it. I was going to talk more about it in the what we've been playing section, but yeah, I'm going to be here for that. I'll be playing that for sure. Yeah, there's not too much to say other than that. Okay, so let us jump into the quick hits, and then we'll talk about what we've been playing, and then we'll be done, so I can go play more Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
All right, quick hits. Number 6, Lego Pokemon is official, and it's coming next year. This comes to us from VGC, by way of who's this by? Jordan Middler. So there's a 14-second real quick teaser for this thing, and it's basically just them building up Pikachu's tail. There, so my brain has been doing some stuff with this.
Mm-hmm.
This is supposed to be a quick hit, but I kind of want to spend some time on this because I feel like there's a potential for us to get something really special come next year.
You mean the game?
A game like a Lego Pokemon game.
Don't kid yourself.
I mean, with the power of the Switch too, Sean. With the power of the Switch too, 1080p is possible. Possible. Yeah, I mean, like that's my hope. And then on top of that, like next year is supposed to be Pokemon's like 30th anniversary or something.
Yeah.
So if this becomes like this is just like a little instead of doing like a remake, they do like a Let's Go Pikachu. Is it the Pokemon Yellow? Pokemon Yellow, right? That's a Pikachu, right?
I think so. They did the tail. Whatever, man. That's some nerd shit. Never mind.
So yeah, it's this is interesting. I'm of course I'm speculating on what they could possibly do for next year with this, but I mean that gives them time to actually put together a game if they are planning to do that, and they can work with the Lego group. It is also said that the Lego game division are starting to bring games internally to develop games internally. So I don't know. I just think that doing Lego with Pikachu is cool, but they can do so much more. Number 7. PlayStation logo pops up on work in progress Starfield creation, sparking PS5 release speculation. This comes to us from IGN by way of Wesley Genepool. I mean, this just goes along the same lines of us knowing what's not been officially said, that Starfield is coming to PlayStation probably this year, probably in the fall, because we're supposed to be getting Indiana Jones
in the spring.
Sometime soon, right?
We probably talked about this, but would you play it?
I don't. What, Starfield?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna play Starfield. I mean, like the trailers for it was more interesting than the actual gameplay that I saw, and it's just like, it doesn't look that appealing to me, unfortunately.
What do they got again?
Yeah,
I got an 85 on Opencritic.
Yeah. No, it's a good game. It's just I don't think it appeals to the things that I want to do. Yeah. Number 8. Bit Reactor and Respawn Entertainment will reveal their Star Wars game in April. So this is actually interesting. This comes us from Tom Henderson from Insider Gaming. So this is interesting because this is not the third Jedi Star Wars game with redhead guy. I forget his name. Even though I played the last 2 games. That's So this is actually a tactics game that's going to be announced. So that's cool. That's going to be different. I don't think it's going to be in the style of like XCOM or anything like that. So I guess we'll see what it is when we see it. And then lastly, number 9, Discord is plugging directly into games. This comes to us from The Verge by way of Jay Peters. So this is interesting in that Discord is offering a new social SDK, which will say what?
No, I said, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Which would allow developers just to integrate Discord features more into video games, which could be cool, could be interesting. There's also this other thing with Discord that they are going to, I think they're considering, or they confirmed that they're going to be going public. And whenever a company with a product goes public, it's not normally a good thing. It's not normally a good thing for.
I'm gonna start looking for something else to use.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. It's just money moves the world, unfortunately. Not gravity. Science.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. That's the quick hits. That's what we have. So let us jump into what we have been playing. Sean, what have you been playing?
I'm almost done with Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Hmm.
I did damn near all the side quests. I'm looking at the PSN profiles to see what I'm missing. I'm pretty much there for the platinum.
Yeah.
I've done almost all the side quests, and I'm still on chapter 2.
What? How many chapters in this game? 10.
5,
Oh
5
wow.
chapters. Yeah,
Wow. So wait.
I
So
mean it's short, but it's not.
yeah. So
So
when you say side quests, do you mean like side activities?
all the side activities that you can do, all the side
Oh, okay,
content.
okay, okay,
So
okay, okay, okay.
I've done all the Coliseum battles. I've done all the bounties, or at least as many bounties as needed, to get the trophy for it. I've done
Yeah,
all the uh, uh, little side quest mission things.
yeah.
I think I've collected all the golden balls that I need. Like I
Oh,
got
okay,
I
okay,
got
okay.
I got 7 gold balls in there, like Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool though. So yeah, that's actually it's interesting that they allow you to do the side activity stuff and it not be connected to the actual story. It's not gated by the story.
yeah. Most of it's not. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Okay. I mean, obviously, you're still enjoying the game, right?
yeah. It's just
Yeah.
I'd say my only okay. It says main story 18 hours.
Okay.
Completion is 43 hours. Oh, okay. I'm pretty much on track to do all of that under 43 hours. Um, my only gripe is that I wish it was quicker to get in and out of battles like back in
Okay.
Yakuza
Yeah.
Kiwami 2, but
Yeah.
that's something you would only actually realize if you played all the
Playing the
games.
game. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true because if you play the games, but you didn't play that one, it's just like you're not gonna realize like the speed at which you can get out of
Yeah.
combat. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. For me, as I said, I've been playing more Monster Hunter. Last week I talked about how I had rolled credits.
Yep.
This week I'm gonna talk about how there was like two and a half chapters after the credits of
Yeah.
just more stuff to do. So it's
Mm.
just like, oh, the game's not actually done. So this week I actually beat the full story of the game, and
Yeah.
I am now officially in the post game. And it's Monster Hunter, so you are just beating monsters, getting their parts, um,
Yeah.
getting everything checked off, getting everything checked off to build out your armor and essentially keep that loop going. Your people are essentially preparing for whatever's going to come April in terms of the monster and just making sure they all have the strongest stuff. There was this whole like mini thing that happened where people were exploiting the system to get
Hmm.
like the rarest loot, to get the materials for like the best armor in the game, and then Capcom patched it out, and then people found a different way of exploiting the system, all this stuff. But people, you're only going to care about that if you're at that position, and like I wasn't at that like post game level to really like do that stuff, so it's just like, oh, that's interesting. And now I'm just like, oh, wait, I I think that would really benefited me if I was doing that stuff when it was actually popping.
Well,
Um,
you know what game you said you're going to try next, DJ?
what did I say?
Days Gone.
Oh, I did say that, didn't I?
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I do I have that on my
It's on
PlayStation?
PlayStation Plus.
No, I'm just I downloaded it. I downloaded it. I'm trying to remember if I still have it on my PlayStation. I'll see. But
Hmm.
yeah, like I am still enjoying my time in Monster Hunter. I'm
Yeah.
still, doing the monsters and stuff. There is a level of engagement that I like. I'm invested in this game, but I can see that there's a step further into that into that cult where I'm just like, okay, I could be worrying about these other factors, but I'm just not. I'm just kind of playing and enjoying my time, doing these like little
Yeah.
quick combos, doing like these like cool things with the monsters and stuff. And but it's just like I can still be invested into like the different abilities that my different armor things have. Like I still need to fill out all of the high rank armors. I still need to like unlock all the higher armor. But I'm just like I don't know if I'm going to get to that level of investment in this game. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I've had like a really good time with the game, and for right now I'm still playing it. But
Yeah.
that's also because I don't have another game to play. But there's this whole Days Gone thing that I could try, and that could be the thing I play. Although I feel like that's gonna be I'm gonna have a hard time figuring out when I can play that because London is funny story since we have time. So I was this was like Friday or Thursday last week. I was playing Monster Hunter. I was
Mhm.
fighting one of the dragons that breathes fire or whatever, and put London to bed. She that night she woke up, ran into our room. She had a
Mhm.
nightmare. She's up with us. Next day, I was like, London, like what happened? What did you have a bad dream or whatever? And she was like, yeah, there was a dragon, and the dragon had mouth or had fire in its mouth. And I was just like, oh, that sounds like Monster Hunter. Okay, well, that's a problem. So just like I gotta pick and choose what games I can play around her now because she is internalizing stuff. And I'm just like, oh, geez. So Days Gone might be a thing that I play when she goes to sleep because I don't need her. 'Cause apparently she knows about zombies too. I'm like, how? Where'd you get
Well, I
that
mean,
from? Because
you're killing all the bad zombies. Go ahead and just
yeah. Well,
show her
the
good
thing
at being
is, because that was in that same conversation. I was like, you know what? You know what though, London? If you befriend the dragon with the fire in his mouth, the fire will kill off all the zombies. So that's what you need to do. I don't know if that worked, but whatever. I tried.
a hero.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it. And that's been my parental corner 101, how to deal with a child who has a nightmare. And that's been
Right.
it for Press X Start Gamers. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as you enjoy making it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Don't forget, if you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts, whatever podcast service you're using, Spotify, Stitcher, the whole smoke with the tarp thing over it, whatever you're using. Leave us a
Yeah.
review. We accept smoke signals, I think. Just yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah, do all that. You take care, you be safe. Keep playing video games. We'll be talking more games come next week, and then the following week after that, we'll be talking the Switch too. Oh wait, is it? No, it's the following week after that. So
Yeah.
in 3 weeks, we'll be talking about the Switch too, because that's how time works, and I just don't know how time works anymore. Yeah, you be safe. Keep playing games.
Yeah.
See
All
ya.
right. Bye.